Solar cells and solar energy will most probably be an important part of the future when it comes to energy production in an environmental friendly way. And therefore we believe it's very interesting and important for kids to explore this type of electricity production more in detail, to make them really experience how sunshine hitting a solar cell may immediately generate electricity that can run an engine and make a car move. So we have got these solar cell car kits, and there is one for each student, so they can build their own solar cars. And now I will go through every step with you one by one. First of all, tell your student that this is a kind of difficult. They have to take their time. Maybe they must help each other on the way and support each other. And it's very important to not lose any parts. So I suggest you start by laying out all the different parts in the tables, on the tables in front of you, and also naming the different parts. As you can find in the student's manual, you have the name here. Be extra careful not to lose this little drive wheel, as it may very easily fall down on the floor. Okay, so the first thing you can do is, for example, to add the tires to the wheels. You have 4 wheels. And now they are ready. And the next thing you need to do is to add the wheels to the axles. However, before you do that, you need to add 1 gear. And this shall fit very tightly. So it's a kind of hard to make both these 4 wheels and the gear to make them, to get them on these axles. So therefore we are giving you these tiles not to ruin the tables you are working on, and you place this one on 1 tile and you start to push here from the top, and it moves quite easily on actually. And then you can take it a bit back and forth so you find the right position. And then you need the chassis, and you can add this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes from one end. And you can take the other one, or you can add 1 wheel on this one first if you like, using the same strategy. There it goes. And you can add this wheel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now you need to add another wheel here. There. And you need to add a wheel here. I guess this is the most difficult part. So if your children struggle with this, take your time and help them out. And now you can see the gear is a bit too far in, so I just moved it out. And then I can add the last wheel here now. There. And it's not too bad. It's actually working quite nicely. Here, moving. Okay. So now we have the chassis, we have the gear, we have 4 wheels, and the next thing we need to do is to add the engine. And the engine will be first placed in this, like that. And we need to add the drive wheel on the engine. And when you add these parts, they don't have to go all the way in, but they just have to sit tight here. Yeah. And now this engine must be placed on the chassis by the help of double-sided tape. And at the same time, we must assure that this rubber band gets the right, gets tight enough to make the engine and the wheels move. And you may then, you can see that it's, if you go like this, you can have a feeling that this looks nice. This way, right here, it moves, the rubber band moves nicely. So you want to place the engine approximately here. And then you take a double-sided tape. Oops. And you can start with placing one side. Let me test it again. Approximately here. So I place it there. And then I move the top. Put it down like there. And if you are putting it down at the wrong position, it is actually possible to take it up again and move it. So yeah, here we go. Okay, then that is ready. And now we want to get ready to place our solar panels. And as you see, almost every step here is a bit challenging. So one solution could be to make your students work in pairs, first building one solar car together, and when they have learned all the tricks, it's much easier to build the next one. And right now I suggest that we bend this carton like this, and it can then be used to place the solar panel here. And then I need some more double-sided tape to do that. So I place that here, and this one here, and we're ready. And then we are ready to put the solar panel on the carton. So it can be angled in a good angle for getting a maximum of sun rays on the panel. And to make it fit here, we need the third double-sided tape, like that. And now the cords there must be connected to the engine, like this. And we're ready to test our car. This metal wire here, covered in plastic, can be used to angle the carton and to attach it to the engine, or just to make it more solid here. For example, like this. It's kind of flexible. Yeah. So we will test it outdoor in sunshine and see if it works. We will give you some extra double-sided tape and also tape. And one thing that your students can be challenged to do is to develop this car further. Maybe they can use old packaging to reconstruct the car, make it more fancy, make it more cool, and placing the solar cell on top. That's a possibility you have. And if you feel that your students are ready to do it, just try it. But it's just an open possibility, because this is just a basic construction, and this car can be developed in many different directions. This is the first year we are using solar cell cars at a big scale in our summer programs. And I want to give you some extra tips because we have realized that when you buy a large amount of these cars, some of the engines don't work. So we suggest that you don't tell the kids that they will build their own car and get it with them home because maybe you don't have enough, but make them from the beginning work in pairs, building two children building one car together. And it can be a very good idea to start by going out in the sunshine with the solar cells and the engine and just test if the engine goes around when you put the solar cells towards the sun. Because then you know it's working, and you can also repeat that you have a closed circuit. It's also interesting to change the direction of the current, and you can see that the engine also changes direction. So this is a way of controlling which way you want your car to run. And from there, it can be a good idea to go inside and look at the parts and not immediately explain to them how things are to be put together, but ask, how can we transfer this energy to a car? How can we transfer it to these wheels? And let them reflect a little before you start building it slowly, step by step. So, good luck again.